white matter, gray matter, anterior horns, posterior horns, gray commissure, central canal, the anterior median fissure, dorsal root ganglion, ventral root, spinal nerve, dorsal ramus, ventral ramus. The ovaries, the uterine tube. This is the infundibulum of the uterine tube. The ampulla. The isthmus is where it meets with the uterus. And this is the body of the uterus. The cervix. The vagina. The labia majora. The labia minora. The clitoris. The mons pubis. The external urethral orifice. And the vaginal orifice. The testes, the epididymis, the ductus deferens, the ejaculatory duct, the prostatic urethra, the membranous urethra, the penile urethra,
Wouldn't that be the left and the other should be the right?
seminal vesicle,
Dr. Carr, the left corner is
the prostate, the scrotum, the penis, the external urethral orifice, and the prepuce.
I'm almost done.
This is the inferior oblique, the superior rectus, inferior rectus, lateral rectus right here, and the medial rectus. And this is the scleria, the white part, and this is the cornea. And this shows the retina, that's the innermost, then the choroid in the middle.
I don't know if I can confidence in
And the space between the cornea and the iris is the anterior cavity. And the iris and the
The
pupil.
third and the fourth, they're like little
And this is the lens.
spaces. A narrow, kind of broad.
And this is the posterior cavity.
You're not left with
And it contains the ventris body,
depression.
which is just the whole thing. The outer ear is the pinna, the external acoustic meatus, otherwise known as the external auditory canal. The hepatic membrane is this. The round window is back here somewhere. The malleus connected right there. The incus right here. The stapes. The auditory tube. The semicircular canals. The concha. And the vestibule. Okay, this is the pericardium, just the outside. The apex down here. The interventricular succulus is right here underneath those veins and arteries. The coronary succulus under here. The right atrium is this one. The left atrium. right ventricle, left ventricle. These are the auricles. And then number 5, that's the aorta. And this is the aortic arch, marginal artery. And then the posterior interventricular artery is 46. The left coronary artery is right there. The anterior interventricular artery goes right there. And the circumflex artery goes underneath the auricle. The pulmonary trunk, right there. The pulmonary artery, number 12. The superior vena cava, the inferior vena cava, the coronary sinus, the great cardiac vein, the middle cardiac vein, and the small cardiac vein. And then the pulmonary veins, these right there. That's it.
The trabeculae carnae, the interventricular septum is right here. The tricuspid valve is right here. The bicuspid valve is right here. The chordae tendineae are these little cords right here. The papillary muscle is this big lump right here. And the aortic semilunar valve is right here. And the pulmonary semilunar valve is right here.
This is your ureter, renal artery, segmented artery, goes to the interlobar artery. Then the arcuate is when it bulges out, the arcuate artery. From the arcuate artery, you go to the interlobular arteries. Those are those ones that are here. Then this is the interlobular vein. Interlobular vein to the arcuate vein. From the arcuate vein, you go to the interlobar vein. From the interlobar vein, you go to the renal vein. The vein doesn't have the segmented vein. This is the cortex. The cortex is the outer layer. This is the pyramid, and this is the papilla. The end of the pyramid is the papilla. So, and this is the calyx, the minor calyx, and they all form the major calyx. Then from the major calyx, you go to the renal pelvis. From the renal pelvis, you go to the ureter. That's all about this model. Then when we go to the next one, this is the Bowman's capsule. You can also call this renal corpuscle. So from the renal corpuscle, you call this proximal convoluted tubule. This is the distal convoluted tubule because it's pointing out to the collecting duct. This is the collecting duct. And this is called the loop of Henle. This is called the loop of Henle. So from the distal collecting tubule, it goes to the collecting duct. From the collecting duct, it goes to the capillary duct. And here, these are capillaries. This neck thing is called the petubular. You will see it in your petubular capillaries. And these are glomeruli. Here. This is the afferent, and this is the efferent. This whole thing is a Bowman capsule, the cup. And this is the glomerulus here. And it goes down to the proximal convoluted tube. This is all you have to know about this body.